Hey guys, how are ya? jpsarrireviews here, and we are going to do another live stream. And right now waiting for Sideshow to see what they're going to do. But yeah, looking forward to see what's going to be today. But welcome to all of you. Thank you for taking time to watch. I want to make sure that you're listening to me. Okay. Double check. All right.
Personally recruit.
Man, I hate all this stuff going on, like all this ad campaign, for the political campaigns. Right. Okay, you can hear me.
Personally recruit.
Man, I hate all this. Man, I hate all this campaigning going on. I just want the elections to be over and done with it. Doesn't matter who wins. All right. Well, we'll see what happens today. We don't know what the outcome will be for this show. Really have a lot of expectations. I want to say thank you to those who are actually watching already. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate the support. And we'll see what happens in a couple of minutes. But I'm really looking forward to this. I'm always looking forward to all the news and everything that it's that conveys the entertainment world, but particularly the collectibles world. I think today is going to be a test for Sideshow collectibles. Hey Kratos, how you doing? Low expectations, yeah. I would say this, that today is going to be a test for Sideshow. Prime One Studio just took Sideshow to school. There's no other word to put it. They took Sideshow to school with that presentation they had. It was amazing. And I don't think Sideshow, I personally don't think Sideshow is going to meet the expectation. I already kind of showcased a couple of things that we have seen on Facebook. This morning I seen popping up a lot of pictures or teasers for a new Wolverine, another Wolverine. I love Wolverine, but how many Wolverine pieces can Sideshow produce? And pretty much a new version of of Iron Man. Pretty much a new version of the same maquette that they produced before. It's just a different suit. So I don't know. Sideshow definitely. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't think that even having this lengthy showcases like for a couple of days really works that great. Prime One did it in just one single night. Killed everything Sideshow did. in pretty much in a whole week. So Prime One really took Sideshow to school. Hopefully they learn from this and they do the same thing, but I doubt it. I definitely don't have my expectations so high on that. Over the weekend, of course, we have the Wonderfest in Shanghai, and that was amazing. Quinn Studios, I'm working on a video for that, so stay tuned for that. I'll probably upload that video tomorrow, but I'm already working on it, editing all the stuff. It was surprise. Also, Quinn Studio did fantastic, but there were a lot of stuff going on over there in Shanghai. But I think Quinn Studios was pretty much the king of the hill. Yeah, they should. No, I don't think. I don't know. It's just I don't know what else can they show that will not be disappointing. The stuff that they presented to us last time, a couple of things were nice, but beyond that, it was just a lot of filler. A lot of just, it was just day after day. It was just the same thing over and over and over. And I don't know. Sideshow really dropped the ball on that one. I know it was the first time, and you got to give them some credit for that. They were trying, but hopefully this con is better than the previous con, and on this one they learn from those mistakes they made on the first one and they improve that. But Prime One definitely took everyone to a different level, so we'll see what happens. So right now we're waiting. So I have some snacks, I have water. I don't know how long this is going to take. I know they're gonna have one now, one in the evening, and there's something else on Facebook. I don't care much about the Facebook group they have. To be honest, it's just a lot of very young people there. I don't really care much about what they have to say. By chance, do you have any Iron Studios footage from Shanghai? Well, I have the stuff that was presented on pretty much on Facebook. That's about it, and I will talk about it. You'll see that tomorrow on tomorrow's video. But I don't have any video, unfortunately. But there's some stuff. You go to their Facebook page, Queen Studios, and you will see they have a lot of videos there. Check with them because they actually share stuff. So yeah, go to Queen Studios Facebook page. You will see a lot of stuff. Also, they have a Instagram. So I think they were showing a lot of videos there. But I haven't seen. I've seen pictures from people that were there, but not as many. But there's a lot of pictures online right now. Finally! At least they put some music on. All right, it's on.
Hey there, folks. Welcome to the live Sideshow New York Con coming at you right here. My name is Brad Gage. I'm one of your hosts for this week, and it's pretty exciting. We're doing New York Con here at Sideshow. This is our first place podium. This is where we are starting off the whole thing. And to give you a little idea of what's going on, I'm wearing a mask. Yes, we are social distancing, and so we are being as safe as possible to bring you the best con experience we can here at Sideshow. But it's still going to be a lot of the same con. We have all of these amazing figures. We have a booth. We have several booths. We have a couple booths, all different backgrounds, all different figures, and even some special treats. I mean, we're looking here right now at a Mandalorian 6 scale from Hot Toys.
I think that just been delivered recently.
That's not all we're going to be seeing from Mandalorian. I hear that there may be an unseen Mandalorian figure sometime later in the con, so you're going to have to stick around for that. But we have so much for you. We've been prepping for this for a long time. We have interviews with artists. We have skits. We have episodes.
Let me know if you have any issues with the audio.
Episodes of Strike a Pose and so much. We're so excited to be bringing this to you. Seriously, I don't know if that's coming across. I don't know if my hair is moving enough for you. And this is all I can really emote with right here, but I am shooting my excitement right to you, our Sideshow audience. So a little bit about this figure. Let's just get started off. Okay, why are you here? Because Sideshow has some of the best collectibles, I would say the best, in the world. And we're looking at this Mandalorian 6 scale. Let's get a good shot of that guy. Okay, Mando, looking cool. You know, I call him Mandor. That's my own nickname for him. But Mando, we got a nice little walking action shot. He's looking pretty awesome. Definitely a man on a mission here. And something that will, you know, probably get you all jazzed up for season 2 for sure. I'm a big Mando fan. We might see the child a little bit later on in some of these days coming up. But a little bit more about what we're doing today. So we're starting off here. We will next, after a little pre-recorded segment, we will be going over to the booth and talking about some.
Thank you. I fixed it. I think I was having some issues with
characters here.
I was running 2 different speakers.
And we're just going to be tossing back and forth between live segments and pre-taped stuff, like actually coming
Man,
up
too
next,
much talking now.
We have a interview with one of our product heads, Mike Torrentina, and also Joshy G is coming straight at you with some, you know, some moving of the body. We're going to get warmed up this morning.
Okay.
You know, New York style, of course, as this is New York Con.
And this guy talks too much.
Coming at you with
no disrespect, but it's time to get some.
Ways to wake up your body.
Time to get cracking now. We need some statues.
So, hopefully, we're having some fun right now. We're going to be hearing from you taking questions. We're having a live chat this whole time, so definitely stay glued to your screen, stay glued to your keyboards, and let us know what you want to know about what we're looking at. So without further ado, thank you for being here. We're all excited. This is Sideshow New York Con, and we're glad you're here.
Hey, Paulie!
Hey, guy.
The same video they got on the previous con.
Hey, New York City, here I come!
Guy, it's a virtual con. I mean, yeah, we're building a booth, but we're not actually going to New York.
I got every faith in Sideshow. Sideshow said Sideshow New York Con, and I expect to get the New York City experience.
New York? Well, in that case, out of my way, I'm walking here, huh?
Oh, I love that New York energy, don't you?
Man, that was terrible.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Sideshow New York Con. I'm Wendy Lee, and I'm here with another special interview, and I am so excited to be chatting with Sideshow project manager Mike.
Are they gonna do interviews
Hi,
on this
Mike.
con?
Hi, how you doing, Wendy?
Man.
Well, how are you?
I am doing good at home.
So great to see you. So to
All
get
right.
this conversation off the ground, you are a project manager at Sideshow. Can you let our viewers know what that position entails?
A little bit of everything. So we kind of shepherd a project from initial design conception all the way to development at the factories. So we usually split it half and half. So there's some team that operates purely just on the design end, works with their in-house artists to get the prototype finished, and then the rest of us will take it and we'll take that and do the same process all over again overseas at the manufacturing level. And sometimes we'll do both. So when I was working on the Superman Call to Action, so we took that one from an idea that came up when we were working on the Superman and Brainiac statue. One of them was when we were early designs on that, we wanted Superman changing, that iconic scene that everyone has. So we took that, put it on the back burner, and then worked on that later. So that one I got to work with design, and then the sculpts, working with them. And with project management, we kind of have to let the designers go with all their imagination and try to do as much as they want, but then bring it back down to something that's manufacturable and will stand up over time and is feasible and within the costs that we are given. So we kind of take that, work with the sculptors, work with the cut and sew artists, the painters, and then give it to the licensors and get it ran through that. And that takes about a year. And then after that, then I take it overseas to the factories, and it's a year process again.
I know,
so
Kratos.
My
What the
time
heck
with
is
the project
this?
is 2 years. Give or
You know,
take.
I like the idea that they
This
share
position,
information
you
and they
wear
tell us what
so many
entails to
different hats.
produce
You
this
probably
stuff.
oversee so many
But that's how they're
various
going to start the
projects at
con.
the same time, right? I imagine you're not only working on
You
one.
know, I don't
thing
trying
at a
to
time, but
degrade or
some of
anything
these
they
pieces
do,
take
but
multiple
man,
years.
Exactly.
that's just
Even
not the
when-
way to start
if there's
an
another
event.
project manager that has
You want to
it
start with
in
excitement.
development, working with our in-house,
They're going
I'm
with
still
the
working with them
boring stuff.
because they're bouncing off ideas off of me. Like, hey, are we going to be able to
Wow.
wrap this up? Or hey, can we get this material in clear? Or what's going to work for ease of customer to that final in-hand experience? So yeah, it's
Is
about
that what
2
they're gonna
years.
do? They're
We
gonna do like
have,
probably do it in the
I think
night.
between me and the other three
Wow.
or four manufacturing PMs, we have anywhere from like 70 to 90 projects at any given time that we're watching over.
That's incredible. And knowing this makes me appreciate all the pieces so much more, to know that it's not just like a one-off for you, that you're overseeing this from creation all the way to distribution, which is, so thank you so much from all the fans to you for all of your hard work. What was the roadmap that led you to Sideshow?
Gosh, so I was working at a company called Fastenal, which was like industrial construction supplies.
Yeah.
But before that, I had worked at a small Christian toy company that was local here in Valencia. They moved to New York, so I kind of had experience in that. And on a whim, I applied to a customer service position at Sideshow. I was actually calling in about my G.I. Joe Snake Eyes order when I asked if they had any positions open. And luckily the rep who's still with us, Mike Hollister, took my resume, and I think it was like 7 months later, they called me for a CS position as a supervisor there. I went in, worked in customer service for like 5 years, which was a great experience because it's starting from the
I agree,
service
Kratos.
And I got a real feel
And
for
a lot of
like
things I could be doing right now.
susceptible of breaking and what the big concerns are going to be out from the customer's point of view.
Don't get me wrong, I
Really
like
wanted,
that they
like,
share
the
some
ease
information
of
like
being able
this,
to put it
personal.
together, but also the ease of being
But I
able to
think
click
there's a
certain
better
parts.
time for that.
So I was able to take
They
that
can do that,
knowledge
you know,
and
not in a
and
special
transfer it
con.
into project management.
They produce videos all the time, so they can produce a video
after working in CS
about the week or something like
and
this and
I've
share
been
information
filming
like they
for
do
about
with their
10 or 11
artists, so they
years
can
now,
share
so it's
not
been
only
5 or 6
the
years
life of the
in
artist, but
project
also the life of the people that work there and
That's
the
incredible.
management
and I love
part.
that you actually,
But
you know,
not
you
in
didn't
this,
come
not
right
in
in
this
as
event
project
where
manager,
they're
that you kind of
supposedly
got to
going to
see
release
different
information
aspects
for
of working
upcoming
at various
stuff.
parts of
I
Sideshow.
think that's just not
And
the
we
way to
talked
do it.
about how long these
They dropped the ball
projects
again.
take you, which takes years to
And it's just the
develop.
first
Can
day
you talk
so
about some
far.
of the pieces that proved to be the most challenging for you?
It's everyone has its own little challenges, and then it's funny, you'll focus on one thing that you think is going to be the make or break of the statue, and people don't even care about that, and it's something else entirely that will go right and or wrong. I mentioned earlier the Superman call to action. That was a challenge just because we knew that the fabric suit was kind of going to be the make or break of that piece. So working with Tim Henson to get that just right, the fit just right in the prototype, and get how the fabric interacts with the hands and get everything just right, and then again do it again in manufacturing on a mass production scale was difficult. I also worked on the Aspen piece from Fathom. Now it's a beautiful piece.
It is.
But the way that the water was like swirling around her, we really had to work on. My concern was getting that to the customer in one piece and not having all those water tendrils and everything break. So we made it kind of like a bloomin' onion type of thing, to get all the pieces broken off if they did break, and at the same time still mask her off. So the paint looked good. There's always difficulties and challenges in each piece.
That's incredible, knowing kind of all the behind the scenes details of these pieces that you otherwise maybe not think about, even if you admire the piece. What about some of the pieces are you most proud of?
Those two that I listed, those again, because the challenge is always what you're most proud of. I just recently transferred from doing a lot of the resin statues into the 6-scale figures that we do and the unruly stuff. So those, I think like the Magneto or the Red Skull were my first 6-scale pieces that I worked on. So I'm super proud of that, just because that's always been my, like I said, I called about my G.I. Joe figure. So to be able to work in 6-scale now is super exciting. And to see those come alive and learning a whole new aspect of manufacturing and all the processes that takes in that's really exciting. But to pick I'm really looking forward to the Superman Call to Action coming out, and the Superman Christopher Reeve.
It's so incredible, these pieces that you're talking about. And again, I'm just thinking about all the work, all the hard work, because it's a very collaborative effort. It's not just you saying, oh, I want things to go this way. You know, you have artist inputs, and then you also I enjoy that you talk about, you know, thinking of how to get it to customers. And that's so important, because I feel like a lot of the troubleshooting would kind of exist in that realm of like, okay, here's our sculpt, here's our, you know, the finished product, but how are we going to get this to the customers safely?
Exactly. Yeah. It's the manufacturer PMs are always looking at what could break, how are we going to fix it, how can we still maintain the artist's vision, but still make something that's going to be solid for the customers. So we're always looking at something. We're always learning from past experiences and things that went right and wrong, and trying to fix them. Getting a lightsaber to light up and have it be durable, and just how any little thing could go wrong. And it's never what we think is going to happen. There's always going to be that wild card.
It's all the little details, and I guess you would have to kind of almost anticipate always as you're working through these pieces and troubleshooting while you're doing that. Yeah. Do you feel like now that you work really like hands-on with a lot of these pieces, when you look at others, do you kind of, does it take away from the magic of just kind of geeking out over a piece because you kind of get a little technical about that?
I do when I don't. I'm able to dissociate.
Yeah, I know.
able
I'm
to
sleeping
turn off,
too.
But there is.
Man, I'm gonna
after
fall
the
asleep
initial,
here.
Oh, that's really cool. Like then as I look closer, I'll like the PM in me will start coming out. I'm like, oh, I wonder how much they cost to do that, and oh, they should have broke that up. But I mean, I still collect tons of stuff. I mean, if I pan down, my desk looks like I robbed a child's toy room. So
let's talk about your collection a little bit. What are some of your collection that you're most proud of? Something in your collection.
Damn.
I don't know. Is my wife gonna see this? Because I can't really tell her. No. Right now,
Oh my gosh.
big into the Mezco stuff. Like
Then we're gonna go back to his
his
child. We're gonna talk about his childhood.
Some of the bigger stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Just my own. Like I've got the Master of the Universe Sideshow line. I'm really looking forward to see what Tweeterhead puts out. Just a little bit of everything. Every time I think I'm gonna like narrow in on one line, I'll see
End
something
up in
else.
another one.
Get distracted and try to collect
other feeling.
It's like never ending, right? You're just like, ooh, and then this one, and then this is the next, and they're planning it out. You're like, wait, I'm supposed
You're
to.
like a kid in a candy store.
And then you just pre-order, and it's like, oh, it's not going to come in for a while. But then they all come in at the same time.
And that's when your wife is like,
true.
so what is this?
Yeah, I know that's for work.
yeah. You can say it's research, it's work.
The Beastmaster work.
Mike, do you have any artists, any favorite artists in like kind of any various art forms?
I hit comics like in the late 80s, early 90s. So I'm big into like the Jim Lee McFarlane, and like J. Scott Campbell were some of my favorites growing up. Now it sounds silly and like I'm kissing up to them, but the artists that we work with every day consistently blow me away. Their talent just never ceases to amaze me, and I'm always, if I see a statue that I haven't been working on, I was like, ooh, that's really cool, and they're always upping the game, it seems like. So everyone that's in the building.
That's really amazing. And to wrap
yeah,
up
I
the
think so. Well,
conversation,
and I don't try to
what is the
diminish
best
what this
advice
guy
you can
does, because I do believe that it's important. That's a big part of the company too.
That's
But
hard. So
but like
raising the
for
kid, I've got 4
starters,
kids,
they should have started with a
my dad
star.
told
You
me
know,
not to
someone that
wait.
everyone knows, like you said, like
That's-
Daniel Bell,
It goes so
Hard
fast.
Bottle. You know, the people, not the people that really in
so
the
if you're raising
manufacturing
kids,
side,
don't
but
blink.
in the creation side.
And then
I know he's in both.
the other advice that I'm being is find
But that's the
something
thing. Like for example, when you saw the
um,
showcase with Prime One,
find something you love doing,
where they
figure
had
out a way to work that into a job.
and
that
they
pays.
pretty much they
think
had some of the
all
artists
of
that they
us here
are
at Sideshow, that's
basing the
pretty
art
much
on and some of the
the
upcoming
angle that we
projects,
work
and
at.
that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
don't
exciting when you see
and don't
these
blink.
artists that you already know
Don't
because you know the
sleep with
comic
one eye
book
open.
art.
Yes.
That's
But
really great
here
advice
it's
and what a
like-
great way to wrap up this awesome interview.
I don't
Mike.
know,
Thank
it's
you
just-
so much
they
for
just
taking
dropped
the
the
time to
ball
chat with us today.
Again.
Thank you, Wendy.
And of course, to those
Let's
of you
move
watching
on.
at home, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you stay tuned for more Sideshow New York Con interviews, and don't forget to lay your geek.
So they're gonna have an interview at this hour? They didn't specify that. If not, I wouldn't ever tune in. I would have just not even do it. I want to. Oh my gosh. Oh wow.
Hey everyone, what's going on? I'm Joshy G, host of Get Super with Joshy G, and I'd like to welcome you to Sideshow New York Con. It's the very first day, everybody. I know you guys are up and early and ready to go, and I'm going to be here each and every day to give you a warm-up or some sort of stretch to get you con ready. So first and foremost, let's get those shoulders warm. Why? We're going to be carrying lots of swag throughout that convention.
Exactly.
Right?
That's
Make
what I
sure
was
our shoulders
hoping.
are nice and
I was
warm
hoping for them
and
to
ready.
showcase
So,
the stuff,
let's just get
and
some arm
then
circles.
throughout
They
the
can be
week,
small
then you
little
can
baby arm
just
circles, or they can be
separate it. You can
giant
talk
arm
about it
circles.
in a more
Let's just go
personal
10
level, like you know, you
forward,
can dissect all the information. But
and then
no, they
10
just go straight to
backwards.
this
And I'm
BS.
just, you know, counting to 10 for each
So,
of my
are they gonna have
legs.
anything
Count
to
10
present?
forward and backward, and
Anything
now
that
I'm
really-
crisscross those bad boys.
Man.
Think in your head, what kind of merch are you gonna take home today after the very first
Now
day?
they're trolling us. I think this guy, they're just trolling us.
Most importantly, pat myself
Oh my gosh.
because I'm just that good. It's
I'm
what I
telling
do.
you,
So I wanna
today
pat
they're gonna
myself on
tear
the back. And you
Sideshow
should
behind
too.
on social media. Everybody's
Alright,
gonna be talking bad about
those
Sideshow.
bad boys
That's
What I
gonna
want
be
you to do is
actually
find a
entertaining to
surface
watch.
you can get down
I'm
on
gonna
your
have to go to
knees, or you
Facebook
can
group,
find
see what
something
people are
like this
saying.
very snazzy Sideshow podium. You're gonna place your hands on the podium, slight
What the
bend in
heck?
knee. You're gonna push your butt back, and you're gonna push
My
your
gosh.
head through your shoulders. You should feel that.
Are
shift
you
in
for
your
real?
hamstring, but most importantly, you'll feel it in your shoulders. All right, so let's go ahead and give it another shot. Hips back, slight bend
I
in the
bet you
knee,
the people are upset
push
right
your
now.
head through. Make sure you breathe. And one more time, guys. Slight bend in the knee. Push your hips back.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Facebook
Stretch out
thing.
those shoulders.
It
Stretch
is
out those
ridiculous.
hamstrings.
People are logging off.
Relax.
People
I know
are
that was very
upset.
brief, but that's all you're gonna need.
Everybody's-
for an
everybody's
exciting
upset.
day here at the one and only Sideshow New York Con. Remember, join me each and every day for a warm up or a stretch to get you con strong. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah. What? Man, they're trolling us now. What the heck? And what? Oh, trailer now? Finally. What's up, Knight? Hmm? Those are Spider-Man figures. Oh, that is Hot Toy stuff. Wow. The trailer.
Hey everyone, welcome back to How to Be a Poser. Today we're on the hunt for a murder bot. To catch him, we're going to need the help of the Iron Man Mark 43 die-cast 6-scale figure from Avengers Age of Ultron.
Oh, that we already
by Hot
seen.
Toys.
Come on.
Let's get started. All right, Iron Man Mark 43 die-cast. Still in his box.
They're promoting
exactly
some of the
way
other
he's gonna come
segments.
to
Is that
you.
what they're doing?
Still one of my favorite designs for the Iron
Oh,
Man
wow.
armor. Comes with a great portrait of Tony Stark, an extra mask to go over that portrait, a few other accessories over here, including an awesome dioramic base. Can't wait to see what I can do with all these things, so let's get rolling. All right, here he is, Iron Man Mark 43. Still one of my favorite armor designs from the Iron Man / Avenger films. This comes with a lot of really cool accessories, a really sweet Tony Stark portrait, and this awesome environmental base I want to bring into play here. So actually, to begin with, I need to get the base set up. Because what I want to do is I want to get kind of like a hero pose going on. So I've just basically got these back plates in this little slot here. It looks like it was almost carved out for that. So I've placed that right here, and I'm using this arm as a means of supporting it. So you need a little bit of
Wow.
extra shelf space to display this the way that I've got it. Now, moving along, I want to slide this thing up just a ways. That's on there pretty tight. I think it's tightly enough for my purposes without having to worry about it sliding around. Let's go ahead and pop this head off and replace it with Tony Stark's head. Just really gently kind of rock it back and forth until it eases its way onto that ball joint. Feels pretty good. It's on there nice and
Man,
snug.
that just sucks,
I'm gonna do a
man.
range of motion.
This
tests
video's already,
with
that
this
already
guy right
did
now.
this videos.
Like I can bring him
Ugh.
up that far. That's not going to be far enough for what I want to do. So I'm going to need to get a little bit more clearance. To do that, I'm going to move to the back here. There's a button right on his butt. Press the button, and what that does is it releases his hips. See how that just pops down like that? That gives you a good deal more
Yeah, they
clearance.
need to release
Well,
next time they
looking
do
these
this
things up.
schedule stuff. They need to actually
what,
be
just
more
moving
clear
those two
about it
armor pieces
and
out
say
of the way,
tell
I
exactly
think
what
there's enough
entails on
motion
this.
that I can accomplish what I'm trying
Oh
to do.
wow!
Very gently move that thing. You
And
can avoid
what a way
scraping
to
up
waste
against
people's
these plastic
time.
components because that will scratch the paint. All right, so I've got the base ready. Let's bring that into play here. So my original thought was that I could put this foot on top of this Ultron. When I had the leg raised up, there was quite a bit of separation going on here between his inner thigh and his pelvic area. So I thought that was unattractive, so I'm just gonna move that. I mean, it looks a lot less dynamic, but it enables us to do two things. Kind of close that gap and also close the gaps between the torso on the abdomen. Now, just to get this guy a little bit more centered, I'm going to move him onto the center of the stand, play with that arm just a little bit to get it to fall naturally, or at least look a bit more badass. Cock that arm back just a little bit like he's ready to throw a punch if he has to at any second. Bring that hand around to the proper position for a punch that's about to be thrown.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's working better than what I had going originally. So never be content. Always try to do something better. And yeah, there's a solid Iron Man
come
Mark
on, you
43
like
post-battle hero pose with Tony Stark's face exposed.
you know, Sideshow can do stuff. They can
technological.
They have great artists and they have
achieved
great
with the
art,
Mark
but
42
come on,
autonomous prehensile suit prototype
you don't have anything to
perfected
present,
the
and
Mark 43.
don't
Coupled with its ability to link with
Don't.
the Mark 44 Hulkbuster. The
don't
Mark
promise that you're
43
gonna do
represents a
something
turning
that
point
then
in
you're just
the
going to
evolution of
repeat the
Iron
same videos that you already have before. That's just disappointing. Wow. I had low expectations coming in, but man, this is just even lower than that. Even lower than my previous expectations. Oh, wow. That's messed up. And all of that is Hot Toy stuff. Not even Sideshow. Finally, we got something going on.
Hey there, folks, welcome back to Sideshow New York Con. I hope you enjoyed that.
What? It looks terrible.
We've got the actual con here for you today. I'm Brad Gage.
Finally.
And we're
Man, what's going on with that video?
Folks, as we are looking at some of the figures, statues, maquettes, everything we've got in here. And I got an iPad right here. So if you have a question, if you got a comment, you got something you want to say, go ahead in the chat. We are live right now on YouTube, Facebook, and Periscope. So let us know what you think. This is all about you folks, and so we want to make sure that you are part of this con. But without further ado, we have our content coordinator here at Sideshow, Amy Chase, everybody.
Hey guys, good to see you again. I'm back.
That thing was
after
glitching
our
like
rousing
terrible.
success of Summer Sideshow Con, where once again we are going to get to show you.
I like this
all
girl.
of the fantastic
Yeah, remove this
collectibles
guy and
without the plexiglass.
let her talk.
There's no
She's a better
fear of
presenter than he is.
bumping or running into the podium, so we can show you guys closer looks at all of this stuff. And we have an amazing spread here, kind of
Finally.
of our classic New York.
They were
food,
showing
so
us for
with some
how
added
many
dioramas and
minutes?
Extra things we wanted to show you. So we do want to
For
focus
30
today
minutes, we were
on
trolled.
the diorama right behind us. We do have the Avengers Assemble
wow.
collection by Sideshow.
Nice.
This is a 5th scale statue collection, and I almost feel like if you have been collecting the whole line, this is what your home could look like right now. This is the Assemble collection, assembled all together.
Thank you for assembling the assembly.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
The Avengers do love to assemble, and this
it's kind of their favorite thing.
It is.
It's in their name.
And one of the coolest parts about this is you guys can see in the assembly here, they all have proximity bases. They don't fit together. Proximity is the nice term we use for when they look good together, but you don't have to have every single one of them to complete your collection. So let's get started here with taking a look at who we have. Right here, we do have the Incredible Hulk statue. He is sold out, but there is a variant to him if you are still missing a Hulk for your lineup. We also have the Wasp statue.
That's a
nice
one.
One of my favorite Avengers, personally. Very excited to see her.
I like this statue.
Of these pieces are entirely
I like the Black
sculpted,
Panther.
with the exception of Thor, because of course he does need to have his glorious Asgardian cape. And then right up front, we do have the King of Wakanda himself, Black Panther. Now, Black Panther is currently waitlisted, so if you are hoping to add him to your collection, you're going to want to jump on the wait list. There is no guarantee, but that is your best chance now to get this piece. He is carrying his tribal Wakandan spear. He does have his signature Panther medallion. And on these pieces, you can see they have a great load of detail in the textured sculpt of their costumes. So while they may not have fabric elements, the artists have taken great care to recreate athletic and durable textures that superhero suits would genuinely have. The battle scene that is going on is kind of a generic destroyed city, so you do see there's no specific kind of identifiers until we get to Thanos of where they might be, but Black Panther does have a traffic light. It does not have a light up feature in it, but you can see some nice bits of rebar and detritus there as well, giving the scene a real epic kind of this is the battle to decide all battles feeling going on.
Well, how would it? You know, it couldn't light up. It's broken.
No,
it's demolished. That could not light up. Yeah.
They're gonna have to call damage control for that. The company that handles the superhero insurance problems. So then next we do have Thor, the Mighty Asgardian. He is sold out on our website as well. But if you do have
I really like
collection, that's what he looks like. I do like that.
Or it's okay.
Our booth construction team has so nicely posed him in front of the lightning. Nice little visual touch showing you guys just how much we put into this convention setup here. So then next we do have Captain America. If you're looking for a leader for your team, he is almost sold out on our website. The exclusive edition is sold out, but you can still get the collector's edition, which you are seeing here with the winged helmet.
Yeah, I love this version with the wings. It's definitely, you know,
classic.
I think we're so used to the movie sometimes. It's like, no, this is the classic look for this guy.
Yeah, and then those classic Captain America kind of fish scales on the armor. Of course, he's got his shield that does have some slight battle damage to it. Just a really nice down low heroic pose that looks really nice kind of towards the front of your collection. Opposite Cap is Iron Man, who is currently sold out, but like the Hulk, we do have a variant for him that is still available, and we'll get to that shortly. But up top, who are the Avengers fighting? It is none other than Thanos, the Mad Titan himself. Now,
the classic look.
We couldn't exactly tell where the
and that's just the classic colors, because
Thanos
they have the two versions, the one with the more modern version and the classic colors.
The ruined A from Avengers Tower. So this is
a
battle that the Avengers have some personal stakes in because Thanos has come to New York City and stepped on their turf, as it were.
I love the bold colors going on here. That bold blue and gold. It's you know, it's the comics, it's the cartoons, it's everything.
Yes, and for those of you who prefer the cartoon version, or not cartoon, the comic version of Thanos, this is the classic statue. There is a modern version of this statue as well. Both of them have two portraits, and you are seeing the grinning portrait. Of course, Thanos,
the best portrait.
Gloom and doom. He's a guy who likes to smile. It kind of means bad things for everybody else when he's happy. But this is the portrait, kind of has him looking up at the gauntlet. More traditional Infinity Gauntlet pose. And then the alternate portrait that both the modern and classic versions come with is a face-forward, kind of grimacing, staring forward. So you can choose the direction that he's looking in your collection, which really complements maybe which Avengers you have and who he's facing down in the collection. So he's available for pre-order, both classic and modern, on our website.
I like the smiling Thanos. He's more relatable. You know, I think we can all relate to having all the power in the universe sometimes. And so, you know, we like it with a smile.
Absolutely. So up next, we do have two more female Avengers. We've got Captain Marvel and Black Widow, but we're going to focus on Captain Marvel for a hot sec. This is the exclusive edition you are seeing. She is still available for pre-order, so if you are interested in getting the Energy Mohawk portrait, then you're going to want to pre-order the exclusive edition. She is raising up off the ground with a photon blast in her hand. Absolutely fantastic. Also fully sculpted, and again, those classic kind of comic book colors. The more modern interpretation.
The photon power coming through of her hands doesn't look right. Looks too plasticky.
Portrait. I love
it needs
Captain
more like
Marvel so
clear
much.
resin just to look better for effect.
From the comics is "Don't you lady me, son? I'm an Avenger." And she's actually a character that I like to emulate a lot. I wanted to give a shout out. I'm wearing a Rock Love Captain Marvel necklace right now. We do have a bunch of nerd jewelry in stock on our website, and Rock Love does amazing work. This is a really cool Hala star symbol with the red and blue enamel, a nice little crystal inlaid in the center as well. And for those of you who may or may not know, when I show up on Sideshow's video coverage for conventions, for San Diego Comic-Con's past, and even Sideshow Con, I always wear something Captain Marvel because she kind of inspires me to go higher, further, faster every day at the convention. So if you are interested, the Rock Love Captain Marvel necklace is in stock on our website. It comes in a lovely Marvel-themed box with constellations that even have the cat on the box design, so I think that's super cute. But that's my convention secret, and my connection to Carol Danvers is in every video I'm always wearing something Captain Marvel for our convention.
Here's a quick question though. Are you such a fan that you would do an energy mohawk? That's the thing.
Oh, great. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'm confident enough to rock it, but if it looked as cool as hers and maybe had a helmet to go with it, I think I would.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. You know, once I get out of my house once in a while, I'm gonna maybe try for the energy.
Excellent. Yeah. You do it very well too. You got the orange.
It's time. Yeah. Once the new year comes, the new me. Anyways, we got to get back to the figures.
Speaking of redheads, the lovely, mysterious Black Widow. You guys are seeing the collector's edition currently with her long-haired portrait, and she has an exclusive short-haired portrait.
I like this short-haired portrait
size on her, though she is still pre-ordering. The collector's edition is limited to 500 pieces, and the exclusive is limited to 250. So if you want to add this notorious super spy to your collection, you're going to want to jump on those pre-orders as soon as possible. She too has a destroyed building themed base and a sniper rifle as she's ready to take aim from a distance and help her teammates. She is also entirely sculpted, and I love that contrasting with some of her partners, she does have the more gloss texture to her suit as opposed to the matte on Captain Marvel and some of the other characters. So there's a lot of details going into all of these pieces in the paint and the sculpt from head to toe. So, up next, we do have 2 in-stock pieces that are quickly on their ways out. So if you want to add them to your collection, you're going to want to jump on that. He might be hard to find because this is the Iron Man stealth suit figure. He is limited to an edition size of only 500 pieces, and he does, like his classic counterpart, have a light-up feature in the arc reactor, eyes, repulsors, all that good stuff to get Iron Man's fully activated suit look. And this is the stealth suit from the comics that uses micro-baffle technology, I think is the very scientific term they use in the comic books, to keep Tony Stark covert, because you can't always fly into battle in a red and gold suit without getting noticed. And then finally, we do have the Gray Hulk statue, which is our variant to the Green Hulk. He does not have an exclusive edition. This is a one-size-fits-all, except for maybe his torn pants. Lots of really great detail on those kind of faux denim. Again, it is all sculpt. But he is limited to an edition size of only 500 pieces. This is more reminiscent of the classic Hulk in his earlier appearances. So if you are interested in adding a Hulk to your collection, because you kind of quintessentially need a Hulk, especially if Loki has an army against you, or Thanos, whoever he's bringing to the fight, then you will want a Hulk on your side. So he is in stock on our website currently. And that is the Avengers Assemble collection. Aren't they beautiful?
I am amazed at them. The only thing it's missing, I guess, is a Winter Soldier, which Clemens on Facebook says Brad should cosplay as a Winter Soldier, which is the nicest thing.
You got the mask on.
I know. If you guys are trying to make me feel cool today, it's happening. It's cool to feel cool. I love this collection, and I think we're going to move on, but I don't want to, but we're going to move on to some more Marvel pieces right here, I think, Amy.
Well, yeah, we're going to stay in the friendly neighborhood of New York.
Oh, finally, we get to see the stuff that I wanted to see.
Spider-Man pieces we have on display.
I talk about this diorama. I'm still not crazy about it.
This is the Spider-Man premium format.
That pose is just wrong with Spider-Man.
Dr. Octopus's tentacles currently. I don't believe we have the feature on, but the ends of those tentacles with the little green kind of diodes, those do actually light up, and it's a very nice effect. But even when they're not lit up, the paint is done so dynamically that you can see as though they are lit up. And Peter Parker is webbing shut one of the tentacles as he's preparing.
I do like that Spider-Man.
Goodness knows what is coming at him. This is the collector's edition you are seeing. The exclusive edition does have a classic portrait with larger eyes as well. And this piece is entirely sculpted. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the monitor that we're looking at is an Oscorp monitor.
It is Oscorp, yes.
It's an Oscorp monitor, and Peter Parker's camera is caught up in the webbing as well.
Oh, some stuff in the back. They got DC stuff back there.
The more you look around it.
I'll look at the DC stuff in a moment.
In stock on our website.
I'm getting excited.
Possibly back in pre-order, but That knowledge is escaping me at the moment.
Yeah, that
I
Spidey
do
looks
really like
awkward.
when
Yeah,
that
it looks
Spider-Man
like
piece
weird.
is
Like he's just
sculpted.
falling off, like all
Webbing
free
on his
falling,
suit
like
always has a nice
completely
weight
out
and
of
texture to it,
balance.
so it catches the light. It gives Peter Parker a sense of
Venom looks awesome,
dynamic
but
movement and just really adds
he does have
something
the
nice to
small
the webbing
Venom
on his
head, which I'm not really such a fan
Yeah,
of.
I always love it when a base tells
But I like
so
this
much more of the
Spider-Man.
story
Mm-hmm.
and really puts you into place. And yeah, just that little thing where you're like, oh, is that a lens? Oh, that's a camera right there caught in the webbing. And so, so he's
Yeah.
got to get photos
That
of himself
Venom looks
somehow.
good. It
Yeah,
looks
and
They'll
sick.
keep up the ruse.
Sell them to the bugle.
They have the point.
Yeah,
I think they
and
just
bases are such an important part
Spidey.
of the figure because they support them, they don't detract from them, but they add to the story.
gonna look at it in a moment.
Speaking of, we've got the Spider-Man versus Venom maquette with quite a story going on here. Almost a classic tale between Spidey and Venom because we do see a bell tower destroyed on the base. A lot of references in our Venom.
My
pieces
issue with
to
that
the
Spidey,
sound
not
and the
only
touch
the
element,
weight, the
the
pose is
bell, which
kind of
first
hard to
separated
display
Peter Parker
well.
from the symbiote
It's just
suit.
the fact that he's
This
holding.
is a really, really fun and dynamic
Everything
piece
is
between a
held by his
monstrously huge
hand, just
Venom and then a lithe and
right there
nimble
connected
Peter
to
Parker
that,
who is jumping backwards
being
off of this base.
that.
But the symbiote
In
does
this case,
have a
the
hold on him around
base.
his wrist,
I
as
don't
you can
think
see. And Venom
that's
is
going to be a
prepared to
problem
take a
here,
swipe at
where he can
Spider-Man.
break if you
This
can
is the
see
collector's
on
edition
the
here, and
arm,
there is an exclusive with an alternate
which.
portrait for Venom that is the classic with the large kind of lantern.
But Venom looks good. The body is good.
Eyes and a smaller tongue.
This is.
I think the
definitely,
Spidey is
from my
fine.
youth,
Even
my
the way
favorite,
he's, you can see
my
his
favorite
legs,
moment
his
in
feet.
Comics was Venom.
Like the
versus
feet is so
Spider-Man at the bell tower,
twisted.
the
It
climactic
just doesn't
moment
look right.
when he finally figures out
They pose it all wrong.
defeat this guy.
But you know
it looks like
the
right here he's still having
the sculpt
trouble
is
with it.
nice. It's just the pose needs
It's
to be
just
fixed.
Such a fantastic moment.
And that
Beautiful
again, that's
piece,
going to
and
be
I mean,
something that can break easily. So yeah,
truly
I have
striking
concerns about this piece
Yeah, and the-
long term.
The sculptors have been going crazy and really pushing the limits of physics.
But the
because
paint job is
physics that
good.
exist in
The
comic
sculpt
books
is
are
good
so,
for both.
much
They just need to
larger
fix
than
the
life,
pose.
To get that really nice balance on Peter Parker, who is almost entirely off the base. He is only
And that's a
balanced on his
problem
wrist.
because
I
he's
think that's a
completely.
really nice challenge and really sells the piece and the action of
He
the
sells
character
it
of
because
Spider-Man. So
visually right
you guys
now,
can
but
pre-order on our
long
website
term,
right now,
gravity,
and
that thing
the
is gonna start
exclusive
falling
edition
off.
does
It's
have
gonna
that, alternate
be
portrait.
leaning
So Venom,
because
if you
all the weight
prefer
is
a
on
more
that, pretty much
classic
on the wrist.
Well,
So
let's keep on
I
moving
doubt
here,
they have a
keeping it in the Marvel
long
family.
peg
We're gonna
to
jet
go all
on
the
over
way
to some
down.
Iron Man pieces.
And just got to say here, Sam, you're getting some comments.
I like this
Great
Iron Man, but this
job
is
on
just
the
a
camera work.
pretty
You're
much
doing
a
fantastic
reissue
job.
of the
So,
previous.
You know,
What was
we're
that,
figuring
Mark
this out. Day one of the con.
You are
7
the
or
eyes
something?
of the
I don't
audience.
remember.
Yes.
Mark
All right,
47.
we do have a couple of beautiful Iron Man maquettes here. These were both created in partnership with Legacy Effects, an incredible effects house that does a lot of your favorite cinematic.
Yeah, Legacy Effects is
wizardry,
they did
if
the
you will. I
original
don't have the proper terms for that. But
maquettes,
this is the let's start with the
Iron Man
Mark 7.
statues
This
from
is
Iron Man
as seen in
2
the
and
Avengers film, and you can tell he is gliding over a destroyed
Machine.
Chitauri. We are getting asked about the scale of the maquettes. The maquettes are a roughly quarter scale. I want to say that the Mark 7 is about 21 inches tall, but that is a number that I think I remember correctly, but I'm not 100% sure. But they are about quarter scale Iron Man pieces. Beautiful metallic suits, and I love the difference between we've got the 43 on display here, and just watching the evolution of the suits. You guys can see that this piece has light up features.
I was
in
never crazy about
every
that
angle.
one.
The jet propulsion on his boots. He's got the repulsors in his hands, the rocket on his wrist, the eyes, the arc reactor, and of course the epic explosion as the Chitauri glider breaks beneath his feet. And that smoke cloud is really cool, and it looks so vibrant even in the lights here. But when you get this piece in your collection, you turn off the lights and you got an Iron Man mood lighting piece.
This is the whole family gathers around this to sing Christmas carols.
You can warm your hands by the fire.
It really, I mean, it looks warm. It looks like something that you are automatically drawn to. I'm blown away. This is my first time seeing this maquette, and I'm
I think we already had that one.
Transfixed
now
with this piece.
And it really captures some of that energy of the Avengers film too, where he's
I'm
shooting
confused.
in one
I
direction,
think
but he's got
confused
his
with one that we
repulsors
saw
out in
before. I
another.
think
There's
what was that?
something
X-Men
going on
Studios?
everywhere you look. So the other piece that we have on display in partnership with Legacy Effects is the Iron Man Mark 43 maquette that is XLIII. There we go. This is from Avengers Age of Ultron. This is the upgrade from the 42 that we see in Avengers Age of Ultron. It is the suit that can go into sentry mode. So you can pretend that Tony Stark is inside the suit, or he's in sentry mode and sending it to deploy. You guys can see that he also does have the light up features in the repulsor.
Yeah, the Mark 7, it's always been my favorite.
And this is a color variant of our 42 maquette, which is sold out. You guys can see that.
It is a color variant. They changed some things in the suit, but yeah, the Mark 7 has always been my favorite suit of all the suits that were created for the movies. That's always been my favorite suit.
There are some adjustments because, of course, Tony Stark is always upgrading his armor.
Yeah, this is just a repaint.
But I believe this is available for pre-order.
But I think they did some changes also to the suit because the suit is different.
I think it did just sneak up before the con. And again, if you love the cinematic Iron Man suit, this is a very powerful pose, very nice reconstruction of the armor. Again, because Legacy Effects has all of those details of the beautiful suits from the films.
Well, we're going to keep it moving here, Amy, because we have so much stuff to cover. So, of course, we can't have any con without some fan favorites. A battle on the snowy landscape here. We have Sabretooth and Wolverine.
Is that the new Wolverine?
Tell us about Sabretooth first.
Well, I do want to mention before I jump to Sabretooth, don't want to bury the lead. This is a brand new Wolverine prototype. This is the first reveal. This is the
I like the colors though.
So
the pose.
Him in just a moment.
I don't know what companies are doing this type of pose right now. Like it looks a lot like even the pose from the Code of Ukiah. They have this similar pose.
With a destroyed log on his face.
The sculpt is awesome.
People did notice.
That sculpt looks like Martin Canales' work.
To see Wolverine oncoming. You guys are
and he's, in my opinion, the best sculptor for Wolverine statues.
Have an exclusive edition with a classic portrait, larger mutton chops and shorter hair. He is entirely sculpted as well, and you can see that there's a lot of different.
That's a nice, actually.
From his furs to the kind of faux leather
Wolverine
in his costume,
and it looks great with
cool,
Sabretooth.
Stitching details in the sculpt. Again,
but the way he's throwing himself, some people, I know some people are gonna have an issue with the pose.
Bone-like claws coming from his wrists, and
people are not going to like the pose.
Painful. I would not
in my opinion, the best combination of statues for Wolverine and Sabretooth has always been the original diorama by Martin Canale.
But yes, it's
that piece was awesome.
Really going for,
the way it was displayed together, they were put together,
but the mutton
and it's been so long.
We can just, this is what I'm going for.
This is what Martin Canale did. I know that he sculpted this one.
The long locks. It's a little greasy today, which is kind of what he's got going, and I haven't trimmed my nails.
I'm sure that
this is
Wolverine sculpted also by him.
I've now figured out.
And probably Guillermo Barbiero as well, because they work together.
Your quarantine cosplay.
It's my quarantine cosplay, exactly.
All right, so let's hop over to Wolverine.
Yeah, we need a comic version Iron Man. Yeah, a classic one. Yeah, I would love to see a Bob Layton style.
This is our brown costume Wolverine.
That's something that they haven't done. I think they did one, but it was like some years ago, like 1/5 scale. It's been a while.
The brown part of his chest sculpt. He does have a large X belt buckle, because how else are people going to know that you're in the X-Men if you don't have an X?
Yeah, they did the X buckle.
Everybody
else,
the
classic
like
one.
I don't know.
It would be nice if you can actually change the buckle.
You know, I think
or the classic one, and then the X-Men type.
The X on it or not, people know. They're like, oh yeah, that's Wolverine. Anywhere he goes. He also does have sculpted arm hair, which is part of any Wolverine piece, if you ask me. I mean, we do have a Logan premium format figure where the arm hair is like it's there. It's a quintessential part of his character. He is leaping off of a destroyed kind of tree, or this looks like a wooden building pillar, but he does have that snowy tundra environment as well, and this. You face these two pieces off against one another. They perfectly complement one another.
It's a nice piece. But I see that some people are going to have, they're going to complain about the pose. I can see that.
Which we do have in a diorama that we will fully dissect on a later date. But I did want to see if we can show you guys a quick
diorama?
We do have Jean Grey and Cyclops in the fight as well. So if you are a completionist, you are looking for everybody who goes in this snowy tundra scene, you'll also want to pick up Jean Grey or Cyclops to go with that as well.
So, Amy, a question has just come in. Do we know who sculpted this new Wolverine?
It's a great question, and I don't have that information off the top of my head.
We'll figure that out and get that back to you.
I bet you, just based on the way it is sculpted, I bet you that's Martin Canale or Martin Barbiero, or they both of them work together on that project.
But he's going totally berserk, and it's... you're just placed directly in this battle.
Yeah, that's the same
between these
pose.
two. I don't know. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, it's
maybe
like the companies are doing this pose right now. I think they got, you know, they have they have done so many of the previous poses. Now they're going with pretty much another style.
But thinking about snow just really makes me it put me in that place of this battle right here. So
Yeah,
love these details. Love these bases.
it's great to see the size comparison between them too. I mean, Wolverine
yeah.
does cut a nice silhouette with his leaping posture, but you can see Victor Creed hasn't beat on sheer size and ferocity. Well, not ferocity. I don't think anyone can fierce the Wolverine. But the nice stature that they've got going on here, both on risers, so you can kind of see them at height. But that's how they could look in your collection. So he is brand new reveal. There should be an RSVP page available soon, if not already. So you can RSVP to be notified when he does go out for pre-order. Also, for all of these pieces and more that you're seeing, you guys can go to side.show/con. We did put up full giveaway information, your full schedule for every day on all the live streams. You can check that out. Side.show/con is your hub for Sideshow New York Con.
Question for you, Amy. Does this Wolverine have swap outs?
That is also a great question. This is the first debut we are seeing of the prototype, so I don't
bet you
have
they will.
information about the swap
They always
outs. The
do.
team may still be deciding that. There may not
Different
be any swap
interchangeable
outs.
head.
That will only come through when we have the full
Because
pre-order
they did the same
information.
thing with
again,
Saber
you're going to
2.
want RSVP. Side.show/coming soon is where the RSVP pages will be hosted. So you look for the preview of the new Wolverine premium format figure, and then sign up to be notified. And as soon as we have that information, you will get a heads up.
All right, let's look at the other
Love
things.
it. I mean, yeah.
I like it.
I'm going to RSVP during the break for sure, but we're going to move on to actually some people have been asking if we're going to have some hot toys, and
oh boy, do we.
They don't get hotter than these. This is our Hot Toys Star Wars collection here at the con floor.
I took a bite here in
So,
the
Amy,
channel.
I don't
All
know
that
where
stuff
you
is
wanna
already
start.
on
We have
pre-order.
just a,
Oh, I think Luke
it's-
Skywalker not yet.
Yeah.
The one
It's a
holding the.
It's a cornucopia. I think we maybe have about 7 minutes. So let's dig in.
So there's a little bit
That's
of
it?
something for everyone. If you're an original trilogy fan, if you're a Disney television fan, if you are animation fan, Hot Toys has really brought a full spread. I think we want to call attention to little Miss Ahsoka Tano, who almost broke the internet when Hot Toys did reveal her. So she is not a brand new reveal, but this is her Sideshow Con debut. You guys are getting a look at the Ahsoka Tano prototype. This is a beautiful, beautiful figure based on the final season of the Clone Wars. Really cool detail that Hot Toys noted out about her. She does have posable Montrals, which are the Togruta headpieces like Twi'leks have their Leku.
yes,
they
of
have the
course.
Montrals, and you can pose them to kind of emphasize and better enhance your pose. She does, of course, come with her lightsabers as well. Lots of really great features with all of these pieces, very faithful to their final appearance or final season appearances in the Clone Wars. We do have her alongside Captain Rex, who was at our summer Sideshow Con as part of the Hot Toys Summer Showcase, and the 501st Battalion Clone Trooper, who is showing his allegiance to Ahsoka as well, with the alternate Clone Trooper helmet. Now, along with Ahsoka, a really great reveal that they just did was the Darth Maul figure. And this is, you are seeing two kind of views of him here because the packaging that Hot Toys has created for the Darth Maul 6-scale figure is actually the Mandalorian sarcophagus that we see him in
That's
the
a cool
series.
idea.
He is currently flanked by Coruscant guards, sold separately. Both of the guard figures are identical here, but this is just giving you an idea of what you could do in your collection with this really cool and actually engaging packaging that Hot Toys has created for the figure. And of course, if you want to get Ahsoka, you can have him or her and Maul face off against one another. Maul has removable costume elements, so you can see his fully detailed tattooed body, the really great lightsabers, and he actually has a rolling eyes feature, which I am not quite sure how that works. You can pose the eyes within the head sculpt, which Hot Toys really has brought these characters to life from the animation in ways that we recognize, and just done a really great job of translating all of those on-screen elements. That
Hot Toys coming
I just love
October
that
8th.
He's just peeking out through that little.
So they're gonna
peephole.
have something else.
It's a little.
Another
silly,
thing,
it's
and
little
a
creepy, but
surprise
it's also,
on-
I just think it's so.
Was that
it's so
Thursday?
fun for the for you as the customer to get something where you can just you're just revealing a little bit, and you're like, okay, now it's time to get this guy out of his solitary confinement.
But it is a great and creative solution for those who do not like to take the pieces out of the packaging. I think that's a nice environment piece. All of these Clone Wars pieces are currently pre-ordering on our website, I think with the exception of General Kenobi. But Anakin, the 501st, Rex, Ahsoka, the Coruscant Guards, and Darth Maul are all available for pre-order right now on
I
our
don't
website.
think Anakin is on pre-order yet.
Different hands that they come with and all of the accessories if you are interested.
But everything else, I think,
have
is
some pieces from Empire, and then we do have something from The Mandalorian, and then we also have. I just want to point that out before we get the hook here.
Yes.
There is something.
Something is. It's definitely something. It's a secret. We are
on Thursday.
keeping the place open for our mystery item coming on October 8th. So that's this Thursday. So that's a little tease for you. You're gonna want to stick around and keep on checking us out with these live streams to find out what that secret Hot Toys item is.
Yeah.
Cool.
So what's our time, and where should we go next? Do we have enough time to?
Yeah, let's go.
Right, so yeah.
You wasted 30 minutes. You wasted 30 minutes talking BS.
Pieces from Empire Strikes
Not
Back.
you, but you know, with
down here with Luke
the interview
Skywalker.
stuff.
This is a new Luke Skywalker. This is the Bespin Luke. You guys can see that he does have
You have
a
time
Bespin
to see more
environment
stuff.
base. Hot Toys is fantastic with these kind of thematic bases for your pieces. Again, that emphasize and help augment your poses, but they don't detract from the figure themselves. Really,
I like
really
that one.
detailed construction on the costume. You can see all of the
Lando
stitches
looks
and
good too.
pleats, all of the pockets on his costume, and I really do love the hair sculpt on this piece. That kind of gives the sense of a Luke who has been through training and is or he's just very worn from his fight and adventures. He does have the lightsaber hanging off of his belt, and as I would assume with most of these Hot Toys pieces, he probably does have the beam of the lightsaber that you can put into that hilt.
You're right about the hair, though. I mean, that is one of the things I remember most from watching the films growing up. I'm like, man, he's sweating, he's working. I mean, like that is training underlined.
Absolutely.
So, and they really pull that off here with this piece.
And of course the hair sculpt and the incredibly detailed head sculpt with the amazing likeness of Mark Hamill. I mean, you can see all of the beauty marks on his face and just the intensity of the expression. He does also come with a blaster, as you guys can see here. Up next, we do have the Lando Calrissian 6-scale figure. Oh my goodness, what have we here? Sorry, I think I stood in his light. You can't have Lando without the cape, and Hot Toys delivered on this beautiful, beautiful cape. I mean, I think you guys can see part of the interior of it as well. It does have a kind of faux leather collar, a different material, but it just looks so sleek and beautiful. And of course, this is the Baron of Cloud City.
He might bring capes back. I know the film came out many years ago, but it's like you look at this, you go, I could have a cape.
Yeah, it's aspirational to say the least. But with these other Empire Strikes Back figures, Hot Toys has done an amazing job with, especially with Darth Vader and Boba Fett, and then I know for sure Lando. They have a retro style packaging with a viewing window to kind of remind you of that classic toy experience, but heightened and elevated in the way that only Hot Toys really can do. So this is a fantastic collection. I know we're running low on time, but there are so many things to check out, and we do have more streams. I mean, this is stream number 1. Like,
yes,
that's one of those things.
We have a lot more time. We're going to be looking at a lot of stuff, but I will just quick jump in here. Sam, they're asking if you can get even closer with the camera. I don't know if that's possible with focus, but the requests are they want to see those mugs on their screens, and they you know, if anybody's ready for their close-up, it's Lando. So, but and then just another question from the chat here, Amy. Does the sarcophagus light up or have any inner details going on in there?
That is a great question. I have not been able to personally interact with this version. I know on the website there is a gallery image that suggests that the sarcophagus may have a light up, but the photos do say that there have been special effects added. So I cannot verify currently, but I will do my best to ask our team that does interact with these prototypes. We can't really get in there and mess with these because these are very carefully placed. So I
can't see anything.
It's unclear because the gallery does note that special effects were used in the photos. So, but I mean,
it's a special effect in itself. Yeah.
Yeah, you got a great view of him here.
But great question, and keep shooting those questions to us in the comment section and the chat on all these live streams, folks, because even if we're not getting to it right now, we are going to be coming back and kind of, answering any other questions after our next break. So anyways, I want Amy to get back to what we're talking about here so that we could properly give the time. I don't know if you want to talk more about the Empire figures or get to
but I was gonna say,
coup de grace, I think, after that.
How about we move into the DC stuff?
We did see Darth Vader this summer.
There are going to be other days where you can talk more about it.
So I want to just give a quick little focus to the child.
Yes.
Of course, this is Hot Toys' one-to-one life-size figure of the child. This is a highly articulated and posable piece. For those of you who have asked the difference between the Sideshow statue and the Hot Toys piece. Hot Toys is meant to be posed. There are swap-out features, including the ears, if you want to get some dynamic attention in on the ears and the kind of alter the expression of the way that he is emoting. He does have the current expression on his face. That is unchangeable. But you guys can see that he does have a synthetic hair element as well. Looks so soft, and I wish I could just pat it, but I have to be very careful with these prototypes. He does have a fully detailed costume as well, and we are seeing one configuration of the child's pose, but there are multiple swap-out hands and accessories. Of course, the silver shift knob from the Razor Crest, and I believe the Mythosaur necklace is also included in that. If you want a full spread of the gallery of the child, you can check it out on our website. This is currently pre-ordering, and this is the one-to-one child by Hot Toys, but there are 6th scale versions that do come with various figures of the Mandalorian. So if you absolutely cannot get enough of the child, you're going to want to check that out for sure.
I do feel like people are going to want to watch the child with a child.
Yes.
I feel like it's perfect kind of co-viewing type of pal that the child is.
It's just amazing the colors and the kind of lifelike features that they've gotten in
those eyes.
The expression. I mean, even the little what is it, capillaries, the blush in the
face. Yeah.
It brings the child to life in such a unique way, and I think that added posing element, when collectors have that in hand, it will just really enhance the experience for them all around.
Yeah, I mean, it's transfixing to look into the child's eyes for sure.
Especially just the sweet expression and pose that are going on. It's a very welcoming.
It's the cutest.
It is. Now, we do have a little bit more time. I wanted to hit another fantastic company that we have the privilege to distribute. This is Iron Studios. They have brought a nice little spread here of
look at that
scale figures and then their own proprietary mini-co.
Omega Red.
So right here, if you guys remember, we did have a giant spread of Sentinels at Summer Sideshow Con.
Omega Red.
I did not make his appearance there, but we are happy to show him now. This is the
Silver
Samurai.
It looks good too.
From the X-Men.
No, Omega Red. I'm sorry.
See, of course,
Silver Samurai.
Pieces of the Sentinel. Destroyed.
Brain fart.
Lots of those nice wires.
Silver Samurai looks good.
I like to see a destroyed Sentinel.
That
brings me some joy in the morning.
That's awesome there.
Beautiful, beautiful, kind of resplendent silver armor, of course, on this essential kind of X-Men villain.
Man, that looks
all of
good.
The Iron Studios 10 scale pieces are cast in polystone. They are hand painted and extremely detailed. And again, as I noted when we had figures like Blob and Omega Red, when Iron Studios gets to characters like Silver Samurai, you know that they are giving you a complete
Silver Samurai
and kind of comprehensive X-Men collection for fans of the comics.
Man, that's a good one. I like the sculpt on that one, and the pose is just perfect. They did a perfect
I have seen. We also
pose.
do have the Deadpool Deluxe 10 scale statue. He did
Not crazy about Deadpool. They can keep that one.
An alternate portrait on display. He does come with his fully masked portrait, and then the partially unmasked, showing the Merc with a Mouth's lovely mug beneath that. This piece is packed with so much fun detail, from the unicorn on his base to the unicorn backpack the kind of rocket launchers that he has. One of them is painted up with a loving homage to Wolverine. I think one of them says Cable and Deadpool BFF, or you know, because he can never quite drop it with Cable. That is gonna be the day when Cable finally admits that they are friends, and he does have one of those canisters of compressed air or who knows what that has his Deadpool face on it, and the Cable 10th scale does also have that on his base.
We don't have too much time here, so maybe we just take a peek at these last three and maybe end on the man and the myth himself.
Yeah,
Stan Lee.
Let's quickly look at just real quick, these Minico figures are their stylized, very cute.
I'm crazy about Minicos.
Kind of differently proportioned chibi almost characters, and we do have the Hulkbuster and then the Hulk in that adorable style. I do not know if these are available for pre-order just yet, but you can check that out on our website. Lots of detail to be had and seen in those pieces. They've done almost an entire roster of Avengers out of these Minico pieces, so that's always great to see. And
we can actually come back to these after our last little break here, but let's end up taking a peek at Stan. Just our.
I want to see what they have in the back.
guy.
Of course,
I love this.
I see the DC stuff that we have seen before. I don't see nothing new.
He's created his own mythos, and so
I don't see anything else new.
Yeah, we'll talk about these a little more and answer way more of your questions when we get back from this next break. But how are you guys liking New York Con?
Welcome to our booth. You guys.
You want me to be honest?
The full walk around for our day one.
You want me to be honest with you? I
no
like some of the new stuff. I just don't like the format that you're presenting.
As far as I know, but
that New York pizza, that's the big thing for me. Yes.
But this booth is all for you guys, and we are so excited to continue to share these with you. And we've got we'll take a look at those questions. Lots more to see and do here at Sideshow New York Con.
Fantastic. Well, we'll be right back after a little pre-recorded break. We got some great content for you, and keep on streaming here. We'll see you in a little bit.
Right.
Wow! Would you look at that? The Big Apple!
Get out of here.
Hello, I'm Casey Love, and I'm going to take you through painting Venom on the Spider-Man versus Venom.
He's a great painter.
Let's get started. First thing we're going to do is base coat some white on the white areas of Venom's chest and his eyes. I'm going to build this up in thin layers so it doesn't get too thick. I'm not worried about going out of the lines because I'm going to seal this white and mask it off before I spray any black. So at the torso we have a huge spider emblem. There's a lot of nooks and crannies, so it's going to take a bit of work to get it all nicely base coated.
Did they go over the X-Men pieces yet? No, they have. They didn't. They didn't go through all of them. They only, but as far as I saw, everything they had there, they were showcasing stuff that we already seen before. But the only new thing they had was the Wolverine. That's the only thing I saw that was new, and they talk about it for a little bit.
Move into base coating.
But yeah, they skipped pretty much the whole display of X-Men. They skipped the DC stuff.
And it's good to just dust coat it first like this.
I don't know why.
Now we can do his legs because there's no white parts on his legs.
Yeah, he's a great painter.
Okay, so the next step we're going to do is some masking. I'll lay this down, get it to lay down as flat as I can. It's a little tricky because you got to work in between all these muscles. Basically mask out the spider emblem. This process is pretty tedious. It takes time, patience. A lot of times, you know, when you go to cut a piece of masking and then lift it, it can lift off and you got to do it again. And so it's a time-consuming process.
That's a lot of work there.
So now we're working on Venom's head. So we're going to start by just laying some masking tape.
He's been doing a lot of the paint work for Sideshow for a bit.
sprayed with white and then
Love
sealed
the work that he
with
has done.
flat, sealer. All right, now that the masking is done, we'll go spray black. Same thing, I'll just lightly base coat this.
You're welcome. Yeah, I'm still waiting for that. I don't know what else they're gonna do. They weren't clear about how they were doing this.
I'm gonna jump into base coating Venom.
I don't know if they're gonna have more reveals. I'm guessing throughout the week we're gonna see more reveals and perhaps some new stuff for the X-Men.
Much of this piece.
But I think they're gonna, like they did last time, they're gonna just reveal or release some pieces, new pieces every day.
Of color and have all the dark.
And hopefully they release something new for the X-Men besides Wolverine.
Quickly base out these teeth.
A new character. And a lot of people are asking for a Storm or any other. Some people are asking for Nightcrawler. People are asking for new characters.
I'm gonna try to hit the highlight where the light would hit it the most. Highlighting these gums a little bit.
Nice work there.
I'm gonna touch up on the teeth and make sure that any overspray is cleaned up from spraying all the red on the gums. So the next thing, I'm gonna take some of this stain, and you'll see it's pretty transparent, but I'm gonna layer it a couple layers, and it'll get darker and darker each time. That's what it looks like stained. So I'm gonna take a little bit of the base color and a little bit of the stain, and mix those together. And now what I'll do is take this slightly darker tone and strike some highlights on the tooth. Now that we've finished the gums and the teeth and the tongue, this is just a check on the fit and to see what it looks like. So next thing we're going to do is attack Venom's skin and give the highlights and start adding the purples. I'm going to use this cool gray color. And a lot of what I'm going to do is when the piece is set up, it's really about where the light kind
My
of
question is, how long this? I've never been a painter, so I don't know. And I have friends that paint, but I never really asked this question to them. How long does it take for a person to do something like this? I know there's a lot of hours. They always talk about hours, 50, 60 hours.
Still working around our masking.
So I'm literally asking, how many days does it take? Because you're not going to be sitting down for like 20, 40 hours doing the whole work.
So now we're going to take some...
And that's another, that kind of gives you a perspective of what they do, and even like commissioners, what they do. And sometimes people expect a lot, and they also have, you know, an actual job, and pretty much it's pretty much on the side they do this for, you know, many of them. But I'm guessing in this case, Casey Love, he works for Sideshow, so he works there all the time. So I'm guessing how many pieces he paints a day, or how many projects do they work. I imagine this has to be a lot of work, and they're just doing the prototypes. They're not doing the manufacturing part.
Adjust it with other airbrushing on top of it.
Hoping for a new Star Wars Mythos piece. Yeah, that would be nice. But to be honest with you, I'm not so sure that they're gonna do it, because, you know, like in the summer we just had the showcase.
Dark purple wash, almost
so I don't know. It would be nice. That definitely would be nice if they do more.
Thinking about the light from the top, that it would gradiate a little bit darker towards the bottom.
But yeah, the Mythos line is, I think, is looking pretty good.
This is the right arm with the pastel that we added, and then with the shading down, this is what it goes to, so you can see how much it gets knocked down. So now I'm going to take a very dark Payne's gray kind of blue and just knock a little bit over the purple. So now we're done with all the parts with the dark shade of Payne's gray. Now we're going to move into another shade of blue between the muscles, just to kind of help push the blacks deeper. We finally can start removing our masking, and I'll use a little bit of help with this X-Acto blade. And then the big part is the body. Peel it nice and slow and easy so you don't lift any paint edges. Now, had we not masked it, we would have all this black and purple all over this, and we'd have to go in and try to
oh wow
clean slate for the white area, which would be very difficult to do. So now what I'm going to do is take a fine brush and some black and touch up along the edging.
Nice process.
So now we're going to work on the eyes a little bit and touch up a few areas that were hard to mask off. So just because of all the organic shape that's going on. Alright, I'm going to look at the hands really quick too. Same thing, just kind of clean up some of these edges here. I'm going to take this white now and clean up any of the sloppy, black edges or anything that where the spray got under the tape or anything like that. So
the
now
process of
we're going to go on
creation
to
they go through.
Shading it. And for this step, I use this gray chalk and a little bit of blue. I'm going to do kind of a gray-blue shading. And I'm just going to go into the deep areas here and just kind of gently shade all the muscles. You don't want to get too dirty with this. You want to keep it still somewhat clean looking, but just a little bit dingy down, so it's just not perfectly bright white. So now I'm going to take some translucent black that's been thinned a lot with water and in alcohol. And since this is a shadowed area here, I'm going to go ahead and hit it and get all the shading in here.
Nice.
So there are some organic shapes in the eye. It's not just a flat eye, so I want to bring some of that out. We're going to do a little bit of color in his side of his mouth is stretching right here. So I'm going to take a little bit of putty just so I can watch some of the overspray. And take a little bit of light gray paint and just block out where his gums are stretching. Now that's done, we're going to now take some flesh tone and just gently airbrush this on. The next thing I'm going to do is take this shade wash color. So I literally will flood this into this piece like this. And I'll kind of let it run into all the detail on its own. Now we have some of this in-between color here, kind of a violet. What I'm going to do next is kind of just shade the higher parts of where the tissue is coming out and some of the lower parts, and leaving the middle kind of fleshy and raw. Paint job's all done, and so we're going to satin spray down the Venom body. Now I'm going to carefully rotate this as I spray.
They can give that glossiness.
All right, we're finished with the ceiling, and here's your Venom all wrapped up.
Looking good. Looking good. Yeah, that's pretty good. What's next?
Hi, I'm artist Tina Yu, and welcome to Sideshow New York Con.
All right, what's next? Hopefully not an interview. Oh yeah.
Well, folks, just like any other normal con, we got a lot of stuff for you, clearly. Hopefully you've been enjoying it so far here at Sideshow New York Con. Again, I'm Brad Gage here with Amy Chase over here, and she's ours. And so if you have any other questions, please put those in the chat. And we are going to be streaming here for the next several days, I think through Sunday.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
from the 6th, which is today, through the 11th.
Yes.
And every day that's 3 live streams, plenty of chances to see all the collectibles that'll be swapping in and out throughout the show.
Okay.
There's so much here to show you guys.
There's just so much stuff. I mean, there's this area, and then we're going to have another one, and we're swapping everything out, and we're changing it. It's a big production over here so that you can get that full con experience. And some people have been asking about our shirts. Okay,
You like these? You
Yeah.
like these? With the
It's
fancy-
like a taxi, right? Isn't that what it is? It's like a New York taxi, folks. And these Sideshow New York Con shirts are going to be available tomorrow in between our 2 main streams. So between 11 a.m. Pacific and 2 p.m. Pacific, you can get these shirts, and only during that window. So if you're liking it, that's great. I know somebody said that it's a new look for me. Usually I'm wearing a flannel. Secret Sanctuary on YouTube said that Brad without his plaid shirt is like Superman without his cape, which is giving me a lot of credit. Also giving a lot of credit to the fact that I only own 5 shirts. So this will make it 6, and I'm very, very glad to Sideshow for that. But definitely check these out. These are nice. They're thin. They're light.
Very
so
comfortable.
they work for all sorts of weathers and all sorts of cons. It would be really good for wearing at your next convention. So
and there'll be material and size chart call-outs on the product page for those. So if you have any questions, I don't know what the material is specifically. Not polystone, I can tell you that.
You did-
So that's
yeah,
about
you-
that's the extent of my knowledge.
you didn't write the product descriptions for the shirts.
I wrote the joke. There's a joke on the product page, but I didn't come up with the spec.
Okay. Do you want to fill us in what the joke is?
I just know I.
What we
did it
want to
way
see is the
before
stuff they
con,
have
and it was
behind
in and out
them.
of my
That's what
brain.
we
You
want to
write
see.
so many jokes, you're not going to remember every
I
joke.
do. I really
It's just
do.
how it goes.
For those of you who don't know, please read the product summaries for these pieces. If it was made by Sideshow, I wrote the summary, and there's probably a joke in there somewhere about your favorite character. So
We're here to have fun, okay? Number 1, we're here to have fun. And we're back here actually at this Wolverine because someone had a question about who the sculptor was.
and we didn't have that information for you right when we were on camera, but we did check that out for you. This was sculpted by Martin Canale.
I told you.
And it is meant as an art jam kind of collaboration piece with.
Do I know Martin Canales' work?
Art jams. Haven't done one of those since
I
college.
told you. Plus, normally when they
But
sculpt
it's,
like those pieces, and he
yes,
sculpted
Martin,
Saber too. So
every-
yeah,
do you know?
he
of
has to
the
sculpt the
other works of
companion
Martin,
piece.
Oh my
off the top of your head?
goodness.
I know. I'm.
Yeah, I think that one was Martin. There are so many
It
sculptors,
was Martin
so many
Canale.
fabulous sculptors we get to work
But
with.
Guillermo
I'm not
Barbiero
surprised
was
to
also
see
involved
all
in the
of them,
process.
organized, but you can actually search by artists on our website, and we do have the sculpt, paint, all of those good credits on the product pages. Another reason to check those out beyond just the pretty pictures. So you guys, if you want to look for a specific artist, you can go to sideshow.com and check through the search bar for the artist's work. Because do collect by specific sculptor.
Why would you not? If you really like somebody's style, absolutely.
I'm the same with comic books. If I like the artist, art is 75% of the comic book. I'm gonna check that one out. So did we have any other questions about any other specific pieces, or do we want to kind of just give a nice little
A little wrap up here. Yeah, we can just if you have any thoughts on what people can expect. This is day 1 of the con. If
It's
you
like they
know of
just
any
make it as they
kind of
go. Come
teasers
on.
that, we might be able to look forward to if you can say without saying things.
Yeah, I called it. I know Martin Canale for years. I know his style. The way he does Wolverine, the face he does, is just so peculiar. It's just the way he does faces. And his anatomy is just so, I don't know, it's like a signature style.
We have so many really cool diorama pieces that we will be taking a closer look at for you throughout the week. We've got the Gotham set. We've got the other DC heroes. Behind me, we've got the X-Men. I know that we've got some stuff for fans of Court of the Dead, and then of course we're gonna have some Star Wars stuff. But those will all be going into depth on different days, so you'll want to come and check those out. And those are really nice, almost like wishful views.
That means that we're gonna be doing this tomorrow again.
Yeah, no, I love to see them all assembled because it is, reaching self-actualization as a collector is having something like you're seeing behind Amy right here. It's just it's kind of what your dreams are made of. That
Yeah, Gambit looks
starting
good
from
back there.
Childhood to now, it's like, oh, this is possible to have these people, these characters, a part of my everyday life.
Yeah, and so many different fabulous distributors. We will have more distributed product that you guys can
Okay.
see throughout
I
the
think
week
that
as
they're
well.
also gonna showcase stuff for
It
PCS.
is always just a privilege to see not only what Sideshow's been working on, but getting to see what Iron Studios and Hot Toys are bringing as well. Just we've got stuff from, I think I can say, Atomic Misfit and Unruly Industries as well. Atomic Misfit made its debut this summer at Sideshow Con in July, and so really excited to show you guys the updates and the artists that we are working with for both of those original Sideshow endeavors. Again,
Now the audio is gone.
they're good
No.
for everybody. If you're hoping to make the jump,
What?
do check out. We do have deals running throughout Sideshow Con as well, plus giveaways. So this could be your opportunity to treat your shelf or perhaps score your first collectible. And again, we do have all that information on side.show/con.
Yes, and I'm glad you brought up the giveaways because I haven't mentioned those yet. But we got a ton of giveaways going on all week, and just basically, Sideshow New York Con is a celebration of all things Sideshow. So we have these great artist interviews, the people who are bringing you these beautiful pieces. We're taking a look at what they're like, what their story is as well. So those are really fun. I did a few of those before. We have some fun skits. We have, of course, episodes of some of your favorite shows, How to Be a Poser, new Strike a Pose episodes, and much, much more. And so we're having a blast putting this together. Hopefully you're having a blast checking this out. And so, to get those giveaways, to get some of these pieces, to figure out, planning what your next investments are going to be, what maybe some you're going to get for a friend or family member for the holidays. They're right around the corner. So this is a really good time to be here with Sideshow. So, Amy, anything else before we wrap up?
If you've got any questions, we can hit those up. I know that I will be here every morning for the morning stream. The hosts will rotate. I will see you again at some point soon. But like the products, those will rotate too. But every morning stream, I'll have the product information. I know we've got some afternoon streams with different hosts as well, so that you guys will want to keep checking back. But I am firmly in the morning time slot.
Well,
Dude, I like her.
hosts, and
I prefer
actually,
her
Sam, we're
when
gonna
she's
ask you to
there
rotate
presenting this
around.
stuff.
A couple folks wanted to see the backside of the Wolverine here, and so everyone will rotate.
Yeah,
We'll
that
get a
looks
little
like
shot of
the
that, 'cause
Code of
that's
Vukia.
important. And because
Yeah, I like this, the
we
Code
need
of
the
Vukia.
360 experience when we're working with Logan here.
And speaking of 360s, if you want to see more product turnarounds for some of the pieces that are pre-ordering already or in stock on our website, our YouTube channel, shout out to our YouTube and multimedia team. They do a fantastic job. But there are some really cool 360-degree rotations that we are starting to integrate for products, so you can check those out. I don't think we covered any of the pieces today, but there are some pieces that we also have, like more detailed interviews with the artists, like with Casey. Actually, Casey Love, did he do? It was the Venom maquette, the Spider-Man Venom.
Oh.
So if you want to see a closer detail on how the Spider-Man Venom maquette was painted.
Yeah, the anatomy is
there's
just
the Harley Quinn
Martine
Hell on
for
Wheels
sure.
by,
Look at that.
Kat Sapene. Tim Hansen does the call to action Superman. So there's really in-depth product focuses that have debuted at previous shows. But if you're looking for more of that behind-the-scenes artist information, we'll have plenty more of that.
I want to
in
see
this
that
week as
DC
well.
collection back there.
Lovely. Shall we wrap up here from behind Wolverine?
With the beautiful
Well,
sign.
there it is. There's our Sideshow New York Con sign. Well, folks, this has been a blast, but we are going to be back at 2 p.m. Pacific for even more. We're going to be looking more in depth at all of these figures, maquettes, 6 scales, everything. We got everything you want here and more. And so stick around and keep on checking out all of our stuff on Sideshow, on YouTube, on Periscope, and on Facebook. So, sound good to you?
It does sound good to me.
All right,
I'll tune in when I get back home so I can watch the streams with you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning though.
Perfect. Well, we'll see you tomorrow morning. I'll see you next at 2 p.m. Pacific today. And don't forget to let your geek side show.
Let your geek side show.
Okay. All right, this is... Let me stop this here for a second. I don't want to see anything else. I'll leave it there. Okay. Well, I can tell you one thing. Personally, first and foremost, before we go, it's not good that Sideshow starts that way, trolling customers. It really gives a bad message. I think, you know, as a company, or any company, whatever you do any in business, it's important always to always consider your clientele's time. It's important that you think about that they, you know, not only they're giving you their money, they're also giving you their attention. And most of us, we have busy life schedules. So we got a lot of things going on in our lives, whether it's work, whether it's family, whether it's our personal business or any other thing. And people around the world, particularly this hour, some people are tuning in from other parts of the world. So if you go straight to the point, it's better. So that way people can really get the information they need and they can make a decision if they're going to purchase or not. So I understand the importance of really coming together as a community. And I think Sideshow's been trying to do that. And I applaud that. I think it's great. But at the same time, I feel that there's a lot of filler into this in the process of presenting this. A lot of stuff that they shouldn't be there, like jokes and a lot of talk about things that are more personal. I feel that it's not the right time. People are coming to see the new reveals. Prime One Studio did terrific with that presentation. In a matter of 2 hours only, they showcase everything it's coming and leaves the door open for people to express and communicate, to ask the questions. It was professionally made. I think in part they trying to do better than the previous Sideshow's trying to do better than the previous con, but I still think that they fail to understand what people really want, what collectors really want. And at the same time, it's on, you know, we see that there's a separation because there's so many multiple things. Sideshow has a lot of stuff to offer, whether there is Hot Toys, whether there's their own statues, whether there is Iron Studios. So there's a lot in the plate. So maybe they need to separate in segments when they do the schedule, one specifically for Hot Toys collectors and one for statue collectors of different scales, perhaps. So that way people know exactly when they pick the hour they're gonna come, and they know exactly what they're going to, what you expect. But we don't know exactly what's coming. In the schedule, they didn't specify what today would be entailed. So I'm coming with the expectation that they're gonna have a nice presentation with everything. But no, they're gonna stretch it out the entire week until Sunday. So that to me is a bit disappointing, and that pretty much a turnoff for a lot of people that are not going to be here. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. I respect Sideshow for doing what they're doing. They're still a great company with great products. I love the Wolverine. Martin Canales is a fantastic sculptor. He is the godfather of sculpting in pretty much everywhere. He's the godfather sculpting in Argentina, so he is terrific. That looks great. The pose might turn off some people. Some people might not like it, but I think it's fine. It's good. What else? They have the Iron Man statues. You know, we kind of knew they was coming, but I hope that they showcase more stuff for the DC line, for the X-Men line, some other new statues, because they were showcasing initially all the Avengers stuff, but nothing new. So it's a lot of filler there, a lot of stuff that we have seen. We want to see new stuff, as Prime One did. They showcase new stuff. But of course, that's just my opinion. I thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. What we're going to do, I'm not going to do the stream at 2 o'clock because it's probably going to be another waste of time, and I have to go to work. I got things to do. You know, although I work by myself, I have my own business. I still had to choose the time where I have to do it. So I got to go to work. Tomorrow we'll stay tuned. Probably I'll stream again. Also stay tuned. Tomorrow we'll have a video where I'm gonna do my reaction and my impressions of the Queen Studio presentation in Wonderfest Shanghai. I think it was amazing. I think they did have a lot of great stuff and a lot of good things to talk about that presentation. But I want to say to all of you, thank you for watching. Everyone that was here, thank you everyone that posted, you know, your comments. And anyone that watches this later on, thank you for your time. God bless you, my friends. Take care, and stay tuned, and I'll talk to you again. Bye-bye.